Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today I'll be talking about another character within this game. And today's character will be called Eika. Okay, so the overall few things that I must need to tell you is what happened in the previous season. So in the previous season or season 1, Eika was considered as an S rank character because she had shotgun as well as uh, mid-range weapon as well. Like she was killing enemies both in the mid-range and the short range very easily, not in the long range but in two range. Okay, but now she has gotten down to the point that she has lost majority of her value because she is now only capable of doing uh, short range damage. Her capability of doing mid-range damage is totally gone. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So the thing is, let's talk about the weapon. So there was somewhere around here was an option of either choosing more bullet or single shot. Okay, instead of rate of fire there was single shot, but now single shot has been replaced with rate of fire. So you can choose either more bullets or more rate of fire. Now the thing is, since it has changed, obviously she's not going to be effective in the mid range anymore, which is why I have lowered her ranking. But that doesn't mean that she is useless. She is good, but in the mid range only, and sorry, in the short range only. And because of this reason, I need to question myself. Okay, is her weapon working properly? Her weapon is working properly, everything is fine, except in terms of range she is not that much high anymore. These characters can easily kill them. So from here to here to here is where I would put her ranking. She is a lot more, she is going to become a lot more what should I call it, ineffective in the long range, mid range, and even short range. Let me give you first the weapon demonstration, then I'll talk about the accuracy. Okay, so first of all, increased bullet will basically increase the overall pellet, increasing the overall damage output. Okay, now if your overall bullet increases, then your overall uh, spread will also increase, and it will basically lowers the overall damage. So because of this reason, you can increase the bullet, but it will cause problem. Go for rate of fire. Now when it comes to this thing, magazine capacity is still good, but you need to carry more bullet, 5 more bullets. And when it comes to this, go for effective range. Okay, and when it comes to this, you should not use spread control. Don't use spread control on a shotgun. It is totally useless or bullshit type of idea. Go for sprint speed. Okay, now after you have selected all of this, the question is, okay, why is this bullshit idea? Because the main purpose of a shotgun weapon is to maximize its effect. Okay, this is why it is a shotgun. If you were to use spread control, it is gonna not gonna work properly. Okay, just go with sprint. Now after all of this has been selected, let's say overall damage output of the 21 bullets, and the accuracy first, then the bullets damage output. 1 2 3. Okay, so she is doing about 1011 damage. Okay, now because she is doing 1011 damage, she would fall into this category. But the thing is, unlike this guy who can excel at any range, she can't. So for this reason, she have to fall in this category. But this category of characters, they can also survive very well with a very good damage in the short, mid, even long range. Here this one is good enough, but her skill was the issue, which is why I had to lower her. But their weapons skill are also very good. Okay, now here is the thing, she is down here not because of her accuracy is bad. Her accuracy is very good, you definitely saw that. But her main problem is she is now only effective in one range only, and because of this reason I had to lower her ranking. Basically speaking, if you try to use this character, you need to be extremely close to the enemy to actually do a massive quantity of damage, and because of this reason I cannot give her more points. And it basically means you need to try a lot more harder to kill the enemy. That's basically what it means. Now after all of this is done, the question remains is, okay, how good is our accuracy? Now you can definitely see that majority of the bullet went in the middle area, which is fine, because as a shotgun this is still very good. But if I were to go for this range, look what happens. let's say in the head, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. If it takes 11 headshot to kill that, okay, what will happen there? I'll empty the entire round and still nothing happens. And that is even bad. Okay, look. The maximum damage is a lot less. Okay, so you can definitely tell from this point of perspective that maybe in the mid range here, okay, somewhere around 16 meter, your overall damage output has increased a lot. That is 40 meters and that is 61 meters. So in terms of damage output, this girl is not capable of doing the same amount of damage anymore. She is only capable of doing in the short range. Okay, I have lost interest in this character. That is basically what I'm saying. Her effectiveness has went down major. Now, other than that, her active skill, passive skill, and even unlimited are doing very well. So let's talk about that. So when it comes to this active skill, which is called Purgatory, what it does is basically traps the character, and whichever character the enemies are, whatever they are in this shield, they will take damage if they enter or exit it. So you can basically use this while behind a wall. By doing so, they first, if they are very low in HP to the point that they will die, this will help. Okay, because in order to even come towards you, they must need to get out of that area. But obviously there is another problem is if enemies know that yes, eventually this is gonna get shorter, sorry, this is eventually gonna burned out, or gonna the burning is gonna stop, they're gonna wait in there. So this is a double-edged sword. It is not as much as effective as it normally would, I say. But what about her passive? So her passive is when the heat increases by 100, it will basically do damage to the stringified enemies and will boost other damages as well. So if this is enhanced, then even my fire is also gonna be enhanced and turned blue. Okay, so that's basically what it is saying. It is gonna turn into more damage output, where it was doing 40 damage, now it was doing 80 damage. So passive is actually very good. Okay, now what about the ultimate? The ultimate of this character is also very good. Okay, you can basically use this as it enemy flies up in the sky, you can shoot them in this manner. So this is one of the way you can do so. uh, so it totally depends on how you plan to use this character, but this is the main method of how majority of the player uses this character. Okay, in using her ultimate. So everything is fine except the weapon has gotten extremely downgraded. Because of this reason, I am not feeling motivated anymore, because I was winning fight only at short range, not mid range or long range anymore. Like I was distracting the enemy in the long and mid range, but that's basically it, nothing more. And players, the opposite players obviously knows that my attack is not gonna be very useful at that long distance. As a result, they won't even gonna move from that place. The enemy doesn't even move from that place. The enemy stays there and continuously shoot this character. The value of this character has gone extremely down. They shouldn't have removed this mid-range function. Okay, so that's basically it. Now let's talk about this other thing. Okay, so what will you choose? Will you choose this or this? I would say that you would choose cooldown to make it available as much as possible, because people know that it is gonna stay active for a certain period of time, maybe 3 seconds more. Or you can use this to wait for your ally, and if your enemies think that you are basically using the normal version and it extends 3 more seconds, there's those 3 more seconds are more than good enough for your teammates to help you. Okay, so this is gonna be on you. Now, heat conversion. So what happens with heat conversion? Damages to heat conversion. So now if I were to do damage, it will basically turn to heat a lot more sooner. That is basically what it is saying. Now finally these two. Okay, these are basically compulsory. Now here's the thing, awaken skill 1, let's talk about this. Enemies in stingified damage takes more damage. Sorry, enemies in stingified modes take more damage is basically what it is saying, and that is basically how it goes. Now the overall question remains is, okay, is that good? Yes, in my opinion it is good. If you see an enemy inside the bubble, okay, if you see the enemy inside the bubble and you use this windstorm grenade, what's gonna happen? Just for turning into a paper, they will take continuous damage if they were to turn into a paper mode. So that is very good in my opinion. Like if you try to shoot the enemy, they will turn into paper, and if they turn into paper, they take damage. So from my point of perspective, this is good. Now you will have options to choose either this or this. So let's check this one. After casting her active skill, the cage radius shrinks. Now this is good if you want to trap the enemy and you need to scare them that it is eventually going down. So it will take their HP or even shield damage. The enemy will take HP or shield damage. And this one is Eika stores a proportion of HP based on the hit consumed. HP also gradually restores it. So it is basically a, what should I call it? A continuous system where she basically gets more HP the more heat she produces, and the more heat she produces, the more overall HP she gets. So that's is basically how it happens. So if you were to ask me, okay, which one is good? I think this one is good, because if she were to continuously get hit and she heat, and then she also heals herself, I do not see the problem here. So from this point of perspective, uh, this is gonna increase the streamfight damage, armor regeneration, and maintain rage, which will basically also heal her. So yeah, from that point of perspective, everything is fine. So everything basically for this character remained the same except for her weapon, and I'm not very good about it because her ranking has went down. Because look at here, all of these have a very good weapon which is capable of doing this long distance damage, except for this one. You need to be extremely proper with this and this one, okay? But once you start to know how to use them, you'll feel very comfortable in using them. But no matter how good you do, this one won't do any more, because if this is the case, I would say even this character is better than this, because at least this character here is still gonna be able to shoot the enemy in the mid and long range, whereas for this character, everyone knows that if she is shooting from long range, let her shoot. That is basically how it has gotten. So how can you fix such a problem? You can fix such a problem by giving her a different type of weapon here. So what you should be doing is to give her this, okay? So what happens if I were to do this? If I were to do this, then this would make sense, such as this is still gonna be better because the recoil is very low, and with whatever amount of bullet you have, if you just shoot carefully, you should be able to destroy the enemy. Now it still takes a lot of time. So what about other weapon? Other weapon are basically this and this, but they are also good at short and mid range. So this is the only option you have, okay? Now other thing you can do, if your ultimate is activated, maybe you can shoot there, which goes straight and straight causes tornado, and nothing else works anymore. It takes time. Like she has downgraded extremely. Like I knew about her effect of this tornado. It is not instantaneous, but if her weapon was fine, I would say that okay, she is fine. But now it has gotten to a point it is not fine anymore. So from this point of perspective, I would say this is a total downgrade of this character. Now instead, in terms of the grenade, my favorite is frag and windstorm grenade. For this character, I think what you should be doing is to use a smoke bomb and hide, and let the enemy come closer. This is the best option I can give you. Okay. I feel totally bad for this character. This character had at least a good potential, to the point that you could have said, okay, this character is fine. You just need to practice, which is why I would put this character here, or maybe here. But now she is below this. Anyway, so when it comes to her clothing material, her clothing material has been gained a lot of different quality. So let's say these are variation. No point in that. I'm not very good fan of this one. This one I like. Okay, I like this one. Okay, more than this. And what about this? Uh, they are basically alternate, even though it is written here rare alternate. I would say that out of these three, this one is my favorite one. It basically gives her vibe that she is a spunky character, like energetic. Other than that, this is a total downgrade. This is what you call a character degradation. Now I know this sounds a lot more bad than it is, and it actually is. I'm not saying this because I have gotten used to some other characters, which is why I can control them better. No, I can control this very well at short range, but her mid range and the long range has totally gotten destroyed. Okay, same thing happened with Baimo also, I heard, but I didn't tested him yet. I'm gonna test him eventually. So this is my conclusion. So if you like this video, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.